Hello yogis, and welcome to Shanti Peace Yoga. Today's practice is energizing and a bit challenging with balancing and strengthening poses. You will need to find your focus, but also have a sense of humility if you lose your balance or need to rest during the sequence. Let's begin today in a tabletop position on hands and knees. Place your hands shoulder width apart, wrists in line with the shoulders, and knees hip width apart. Keep the back of your neck long by looking slightly forward from your hands. Take a moment here to feel yourself and your body exist within this space. We'll start with 3 rounds of cat-cow. Inhale as you drop your belly, lift your chest and your gaze, and exhale as you round your spine and drop your head down, curling tailbone under. Inhale again, dropping the belly, lifting the chest, and exhale, rounding the spine, letting your head drop down. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest and your gaze, and exhale, round your spine, letting your head hang. Now hold here in this cat pose, really widening and opening the back and shoulder blades. 3 more breaths here. Take 1 more inhale, and exhale, sit back onto your heels, coming into child's pose, Balasana. Forehead comes to rest on the ground, but keep this child's pose active by extending the arms overhead and coming up onto your fingertips so your arms are lifted off the ground. Actively press your fingertips down while reaching overhead, again feeling your shoulders and upper back open and stretch. Take 1 more inhale and exhale. Hands come flat to the floor as you come back to tabletop for a brief moment before moving into your first downward dog. Find your alignment here. Tailbone is lifting skyward, gaze is looking between your thighs, and bend your knees however much you need to create a long spine. You might even join me here in pedaling out the feet if your hamstrings are tight today. Keep actively pressing through your hands, spreading the fingers wide apart. Find stillness in your downward dog now. From here, inhale as you lift your left leg skyward, and exhale as you bend the left leg, bringing the heel to the glute, opening up the hip. Now step the left foot forward between the hands, pivot the back foot, and rise up into Warrior 2. Check that your left knee is stacked over the ankle and knee is in line with the second toe. Back leg is extended long, and arms are actively reaching both forward and behind you. Drop your shoulders down and away from your ears. Now straighten your front leg, inhale, and as you exhale, extend your torso forward, hinging from the hips, and allow your left hand to lower to either your shin or the floor, coming into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Focus on rotating your chest open to the right, drawing your right shoulder behind you. Press firmly into your feet and engage your obliques as you inhale and rise back into Warrior 2. Exhale and hold here. Allow your gaze to be skimming past your front fingertips, finding a point of focus. We're going to transition into Warrior 3 by pushing off the back foot, lifting the back leg, and allowing the leg and the chest to become parallel to the ground. Arms are extended out wide, pelvis is square to the ground and back foot is flexed, imagining you're pressing into a wall behind you. Keep your focus engaged as we move into tree pose, Vrikshasana, by rising back to standing with the right foot resting at either the ankle, shin, or thigh. Inhale, and now exhale. Bring your hands together at heart center as you hold here in tree pose. For an added challenge, close your eyes as you balance here, finding a focus point within yourself. Without losing your focus, slowly release the right foot back behind you, sinking into a high lunge. Hips are square to the front, and check your left knee is stacked over the ankle, knee in line with the second toe. Actively press into the ball of your right foot to feel a stretch down the right front hip. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, release the hands from prayer and tilt your upper body forward, allowing your hands to extend behind you, palms down. Hold here, keeping your chest lifted and arms reaching behind you. Take one more inhale and exhale. Hands come to the ground and left foot steps back, holding in this plank position for 3 breaths. Bend at the elbows as you gently lower to the ground and come into baby cobra, lifting the chest off the ground only slightly in this little back bend. Now tuck your toes under, press into your hands, and move back into downward dog before we repeat this sequence on the other side. We'll take 5 breaths here. Use your next inhale to lift the right leg skyward. And now exhale as you bend the knee, heel to glute to open the hip. Step the right foot forward between the hands as you rise up into Warrior 2, pivoting the back foot to the short edge of the mat. Crown of the head is lifting tall, and draw your shoulders down and away from your ears. Gaze is skimming past your front fingertips, finding a point of focus. Now straighten your front leg, inhale, and as you exhale, extend your torso forward, hinging from the hips, and allow your right hand to lower to either your shin or the floor, coming into Trikonasana. Focus on rotating your chest open to the left, and you can gaze at your left hand if the balance is there. Now press firmly into your feet, engage your obliques as you inhale and rise back into Warrior 2. Exhale and hold here. Use this time to find that point of focus and concentration as we transition now into Warrior 3 by pushing off the back foot and lifting the back leg, as well as lowering the upper body so our chest and leg are parallel to the floor. Arms are extended out wide and square off the hips. It's perfectly normal for one side to be less balanced than the other. Moving into tree pose, Vrikshasana, rise back to standing with the left foot coming to rest at either the ankle, shin, or thigh. Inhale, and now exhale as you hold position, but bring your hands together at heart center. If you fall out of balance at any time, make sure to be kind to yourself. Without losing your focus, slowly release the left foot back behind you, coming into a high lunge. Square off the hips and check that your right knee is stacked over the ankle, knee in line with the second toe. Actively press into the ball of your left foot to feel a stretch down the left hip flexor. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, release your hands from prayer and tilt your upper body forward, allowing your hands to extend behind you, palms down. Hold here, keeping the chest lifted and arms reaching behind you. Take one more inhale and exhale. Hands come to the floor and the right foot steps back, holding here in this plank position. Bend at the elbows as you gently lower to the ground and come into baby cobra by lifting your chest slightly off the mat. Tuck your toes under, press into your hands, and we'll come into downward dog again, taking 5 deep breaths here. On your next inhale, look to the top of the mat and exhale as you step the left foot forward, lowering the back knee to the floor, rising up in this low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Arms are raised overhead, left knee is stacked over the ankle, and hips are square to the front, feeling a stretch down the right hip flexor. Take one more inhale and exhale as you straighten the left leg, lowering the hands to the floor in this half splits position. Feel free to take full splits if this is available to you. Otherwise, keep your front foot flexed to really feel this in your hamstrings. Take one more inhale, and now exhale as you shift back into a low lunge. But this time, bend your right knee and take hold of the right foot with your left hand, stretching the quad muscle while opening the left chest and left shoulder. Ensure your left knee is still stacked over your ankle. Take one more inhale and exhale. Gently release the hold of your foot, hands come back to the floor, and press back into downward dog once again. 5 breaths here. And make sure you haven't lost your alignment. Tailbone is reaching skyward, and bend your knees as much as you need to create length in the spine. Don't worry if your heels aren't touching the mat. On your next inhale, look to the top of your mat and exhale as you step the right foot forward, lowering the back knee to the floor, Anjaneyasana. Right knee is stacked over the ankle, hips are square, and arms are raised overhead. Take one more inhale and exhale as you straighten the right leg, lowering the hands to the floor into half splits. Again, take full splits here if it's available to you. Otherwise, flex your right foot, pulling your toes back to really feel this into your hamstrings. Take one more inhale, and now exhale as you shift forward into a low lunge. But this time, bend your left knee and take hold of the left foot with your right hand, stretching the quad muscle while opening the right chest and shoulder. If your neck allows, you can turn to look over your right shoulder. Take one more inhale, and now exhale, release the hold of the foot, hands come back to the floor, and step the right leg back, coming into your final downward dog, and we'll take 3 slow breaths here. Take one more inhale and exhale as you lower down to the mat in tabletop position, just as we started at the beginning of the practice. Find your alignment again, hands under your shoulders and knees under your hips. From here, extend your left leg behind you and pivot the left foot parallel to the short edge of the mat. Extend your left arm skyward, opening your body to the left side. Stay here if this is enough for you, or join me in modified half moon pose by lifting your left foot off the ground. Left leg is now parallel to the floor, and you can turn to look up at your extended hand for an added challenge. And now release everything back to the ground, back into tabletop, finding your alignment here once again. From here, extend your right leg behind you, pivoting the right foot, and the right arm extends overhead, opening up to the right side. Stay here or join me in modified half moon pose, lifting your right foot off the ground, and you can see this side is a little wobbly for me. Hold here as much as you can, breathe, and release everything back down to the ground, sinking back onto your heels into child's pose. Let your forehead rest on the ground. You can have your arms up overhead or join me in taking hold of your heels, arms behind you. Let your back round and take long, deep breaths, releasing all of that focus and energy. Take one more deep inhale and exhale as you very slowly release child's pose and make your way onto your back, laying on your mat. We'll take reclined pigeon pose on the right side. Start with both feet flat to the floor, knees bent, and now cross your right ankle over your left knee and draw that left leg towards you, while drawing your right knee away from you. Keep your right foot flexed as you feel this stretch into your right glute and hip. Release the hold of your left leg and inhale as you drop your legs over to the left side, keeping this figure 4 shape. And exhale. Try to have your right foot flat to the floor, and you can gently push your right knee towards the ceiling to really feel this into your IT band. Take one more inhale and use your exhale to bring your knees back to center. And we'll move on to reclined pigeon pose on the other side. So this time, cross your left ankle over your right knee and then draw your right knee closer to you as you focus on pushing your left knee away from you. Continue to take long, slow, steady breaths and try to soften your face and soften your eyes. Release the hold of your right leg and inhale as you drop your legs over to the right side, keeping this figure 4 shape. And exhale. Try to have your left foot flat to the floor, and you can gently push your left knee towards the ceiling. Take one more inhale and exhale as you bring your knees back to center and making your way into your final resting pose. Make yourself really comfortable, taking up as much space as you need to. You can take Shavasana in the traditional form, laying flat on your back. Today I'm going to be taking reclined butterfly just because it feels a lot nicer on my lower back. If you'd like to take this position, bring the soles of your feet together and let gravity pull your legs apart. Position your arms wherever you like, maybe overhead or down by your sides or out wide. Feel yourself be fully supported by the ground beneath you, and start to soften your eyes or even close your eyes, and allow your mind and your thoughts to drift away. Start to bring your awareness back to the present, slowly starting to make small movements. And when you're ready, very slowly start to roll onto your side, resting briefly with your head on your upper arm. Take one more deep inhale here, and now use your exhale to help push you back up to a seated position. You can be sitting on your knees or have your legs cross-legged. We'll take 5 deep breaths sitting here, and see if you can keep your eyes closed or soft. On your next inhale, lift your arms up overhead, palms touch, looking up, and exhale. Hands come together at heart center in prayer, Anjali Mudra. And we'll close our practice with our mantra. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bowing forward. Namaste.